What's Van Excellence? Van Excellence is a programme devised by Freight Transport Association to support van operators of all sizes and industry sectors. At the heart of Van Excellence is the Van Excellence Code. This is a straightforward code of practice written by FTA with many of the UK's best van operators to describe what we think good looks like when operating vans. The code broadly breaks down into three main areas. There's stuff about the vehicles, stuff about the driver, and stuff about the way you operate as a business. The business one is often the quickest to explain, but not always the quickest for an organisation to put into place. It boils down to keep records. Truck operators keep records because the law says so. Many van operators don't, which makes it very difficult for them to mitigate any incidents and impossible for us to assess them for Van Excellence Operator accreditation if required. So please, start keeping records. Let's look at the vehicle and driver requirements and use some examples included in the code. There are a number of requirements, but let's look at a couple to set the tone. For the vehicle, we'd ask an operator what is the number one item they'd want to be confident about their vans today. We use the word confidence a lot when describing Van Excellence. Top of the list is that we are confident that our vans are roadworthy. How can you demonstrate that? Simple, by ensuring that your drivers know that their first job every day is to check their van over, a pre-use defect check, and report any issues to the organisation for a decision on how to sort these problems out. For the drivers, are they qualified to drive a vehicle? We're talking some kind of licence check here, and this is key. Our licence checking providers tell us around 2% of van drivers aren't actually correctly licensed. OK, so we now know they're qualified. Are they competent? People assume we're looking for some kind of formal assessment. We may be, but equally we could be looking for the confidence that an organisation would pick up on a reduction in driving standards and take that as a cue for further investigation. The code is available to view at vanexcellence.co.uk. Having got the Van Excellence Code in place, we developed a process to assess operators against these standards. We can now boast over 120 accredited operators running more than 130,000 vans. You may well have spotted a few proudly displaying their Van Excellence logo on your travels. Our accredited fleets include a good number of the biggest fleets in the UK, names we'll all have heard of. But please don't assume that the scheme is just for the big boys. Our smallest operators run just a handful of vans and have found the scheme ideal for ensuring if they too have the correct process in place to manage their fleets correctly. So having the code and assessment process in place, we decided to write a guide about achieving the standards. Our guide to Van Excellence takes the code and breaks it down into best practice advice on how to set up processes to meet these standards. We wrote it in a clear, straightforward language. It's designed to support any operator in reaching these standards, regardless of their operational experience. The subscription also includes our regular news emails and access to our highly regarded Advice Centre helpline. From there, we turned our attention to training. We currently have three tiers of training available for operators. They're all based on the Van Excellence Code and are therefore completely compatible with each other. We offer manager and supervisory level training. Very often van fleets are managed in a more fragmented, remote way than trucks, with various managers and supervisors being responsible for the day-to-day management of vans and their drivers. This course ensures that they all understand their responsibilities. We offer driver training. Developed with our operators, this training covers the kind of topics that I think we'd all reasonably expect a van driver to have a competency in, regardless of the nature of their business. And the latest addition is a leadership package. Aimed at senior managers and directors, it clearly demonstrates their legal and moral obligations in running the van fleet. All of our training can be delivered on site, and we have a range of flexible and cost-effective offers. So what else can we do? We employ a number of engineers who can provide independent advice on vehicle condition, either on a regular scheduled basis or as part of an incident investigation. We carry out a number of gate checks for van operators, where we provide an independent view on both van roadworthiness and the adherence of drivers to, for example, the pre-use defect check regime. This often includes a vehicle weight check. We can manage your licence checking processes as well as looking after any penalty charge notices you may pick up. Our PCN management system is a very cost-effective way of managing time-consuming and costly chore. And finally, our online shop sells all of the items any van operator could ever need, from sat-navs to pre-use defect check forms and apps. To find out more about what we can offer, please visit vanexcellence.co.uk or drop me an email at info@vanexcellence.co.uk.